Tune in for Patrick Ching's Painting in Paradise.
Aloha, I'm Patrick Ching, and thank you for joining me on Painting in Paradise.
In this episode, we enter the realm of mermaids. This is where imagination flourishes and possibilities are vast. I'll show you how you can draw a mermaid and give you tips on painting them. Then we'll meet Amy Vanderhoop, an amazing artist who loves to create mermaids out of paint and mosaic sculptures. She may even be a mermaid herself. Finally, artist Patrice Pendarvis will show us how she paints mermaids using their own element of water to paint them with, in watercolors. Enjoy all this and more on an ocean-dwelling episode of Painting in Paradise! Mermaids have been an integral part of human lore since anyone can remember. Most ocean cultures and even freshwater communities have stories of mermaids in various forms. The Hawaiian name for mermaid is Wahine Hi'u'i'a. A famous song speaks of the mermaid Kananaka, who plays in the moonlight after being drawn by the scent of the lipua seaweed carried in the ma'a wind of Lahaina, Maui. In Hawaii, mermaids were sometimes likened to mo'owahine, or reptilian human deities that inhabited aquatic environments in reptilian form and took the shapes of humans when on land. Huawahine is a prominent mo'owahine guardian of the Kauainui wetlands on Oahu. Mermaids love artists and artists love them. When creating mermaids in art, all the rules are discarded and the artist can truly enjoy their creative freedom. When we return, I'll show you how to draw a mermaid. Hawaii's monk seals and green sea turtles have been around for millions of years. When their numbers got low, they became protected by law. These animals are returning to beaches they've not come to for hundreds of years. This causes excitement and sometimes conflict. Honu and Hina is a children's book that was painted with aloha by many artists of all ages. This story of coexistence answers some questions about the history of these animals, but more importantly, about their future.
Available at the Kilauea Lighthouse, Patrick Ching Art in the Princeville Center, or online at patrickchingart.com.
Okay, so now I'll show you how I go about drawing a mermaid. And now a mermaid is a fantasy You can make it part human, part fish, part seal or turtle, whatever you want. But right now, I'm going to make the top half like a human and the bottom half like a fish. You know, like most of the mermaids you see in cartoons. So I'll just make a circle for the head right around here. And kind of an hourglass shape for the body. Oh, it looks like a ukulele, yeah? But right here, I'll make the tail and... Okay, kind of thin right there and... Just like that. Now the tail gets kind of fun. It's kind of like two big teardrops, you know? Another one. Oh, and I like to make those tails nice and big so that the mermaid can like fly through the water with one swish of her tail. Now I'm just going to form up her arms using long ovals. And one for the hand, a little circle. Okay, let's have another arm over here. And a hand right around there. So you see, I'm just forming things up. I'm using a pen. You can be using a pencil or anything you want. And I'm just kind of creating things where I want. Now for the top, what I like to do is I like to put a lei over there, you know? And so a lei can be like that. Yeah, and that kind of forms up where I'm going to put a lei. Pico, yeah, belly button, that can go right there. And I like to give the mermaids a lot of hair because it looks so beautiful flowing in the water. Yeah, so I'll give her some hair like that. Just kind of floating all around her. All right. And the fun thing about mermaids is like you can put fins where you want. You can put flowers or shells or like limu, you know. Get creative because that's the beautiful thing about mermaids. They're like fantasy. Now for the eyes and the nose, I'm simply going to put a couple of eyes right around here. Okay, for the nose, you can make whatever kind of nose you want. For the mouth, I know mermaids, a lot of times people like to put beautiful red lips on mermaids. I like to start lips with the bottom line. You know the line that's under the mouth and then has this little bump, like that? So, and little bump, that's the line I like to start with. And then we go on the top and the bottom. Okay, big eyes, eyelashes, however you want to put the eyelashes, maybe a little line where the nose comes and eyebrow. Things around her ear are always fun. Can be a flower, can be a shell. Yeah, I'll give her a little hibiscus. She came up on land and got the hibiscus. So now that I got my mermaid formed up, I'm going to take a bigger pen and do her outline, okay? And don't forget your signature. So now that I got my mermaid drawn, it's going to be a really fun picture to paint. When we return, we'll meet an artist on Kauai named Amy Vanderhoop who loves making mermaids. I think she might even be one.
Hey friends, it's me, Patrick Ching, and I'm here to introduce you to the Papahanao Mokuakea Song and Color Book Project. All you gotta do is just go to www.papahanaomokuakeasong.com, and here, I'm gonna do it right here. See, it's on the computer. And then when the website comes up, it might start playing some music, and if not, you just press this little button right there and bing, boing. Magic! That's Kavika Kahiapo. And he's telling us about this song. You can even download the coloring book pages and the ukulele chords. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Scroll down and get the free coloring book pages. Right there, you can download the coloring book pages, print them out, and color them. See, look. Now this downloads better with a laptop computer rather than a handheld device. Kavika Kahiapo. So if you want to learn a lot and have fun doing it, download, print, and color the pages at papahanaomokuakeasong.com. papahanaomokuakeasong.com.
Sacred places need our care. Papahanaomokuakea. All right.
And now let's meet a wonderful artist from Kauai who loves to make mermaids.
Well, I've always been making art since as far as I can remember, drawing and painting, and I just fell in love with mosaics. It's something about smashing things and then making something beautiful out of the broken pieces that just resonates with me so much. I really love the destructive and the creative side of mosaics. My favorite subject is mermaids. I've made them in every medium, bronze, clay, and now I love making, this one is out of stained glass and a little labradorite, but I have a whole series going of mermaids just after they've changed into a mermaid. I have one that she just took off her suit and went for a dive and turned into a mermaid, and then I have some of them swimming with their turtle friends or octopus, and I have about, I think, 8 mermaids that I'm working on right now. So. This is a piece that I did for the most recent Kauai Society of Artists show called Washed Up. It was the marine debris show. All of this stuff, except for the little gemstone and the heart, was found on the beaches of Kauai. And I was able to do a groutless mosaic with sea glass, little pieces from surfboard foam, old slippers, and of course, lots and lots of rope and debris there. So I just really have always loved rainbows. Living in the rainbow state, it's hard not to just see one almost every day. One of my favorite things to do is make a mosaic that is super eclectic with all these little treasures for you to find. But, you know, little pieces of broken pottery and hearts, abalone, tiny beads. And that's one of my favorite things to do. It's almost a Zen meditation, just working with color. And of course, little tiny mermaids. So this is one of my favorite mermaids. It's actually kind of a self-portrait. The fluke was actually one of my construction buddies had some broken sconces. They came over, he's like, I'm about to take this to the dump. Would you like them? I was over the moon because it's really iridescent. So that's the tail, 2 big sunrises for her top. And I used sea glass for the entire background and her hair. There's also a little piece of a broken dish, which is one of my favorite things to do, is put in some little pieces of broken pottery. And there's a large chunk of labradorite on the bottom. Also love adding in crystals. think that every little girl at some point in her life dreams of becoming a mermaid. For me personally, I have always suffered from severe asthma, and so I kind of made my own little origin story when I was growing up. I was like, well, I can't breathe air too good because I was supposed to be a mermaid, and it's just a fish out of water. And so it kind of helped me cope with that when I was growing up. And I think that all humans are kind of drawn to the sea, and there's something mysterious about the depths, and I've just always wanted to be a mermaid and always believed in mermaids. My message to young artists out there and everywhere is keep believing in mermaids, draw yourself as a mermaid, make them out of anything that you want, and just hold on to that creativity and that spark and that feeling of magic that you feel when you're at the ocean's shore. And just don't ever stop. Don't ever stop, no matter what anyone tells you. You can always put on a mermaid tail and just go for a swim.
I couldn't help but notice a beautiful mermaid sculpture wrapped around a fish pond in Amy's front yard. So I asked her about it.
And so that's what this is wire with cement dipped fabric that I wrapped around and created the whole mermaid. And worked on this for 3 months, working all these spirals and adding in little shells and mirrors. My husband actually helped me put the tubing in to make the fountain, and this is a necklace that I got that broke from my mother-in-law, so I was able to use that for her headpiece. The best place to find me is on Instagram, Island Mermaid Creations.
That was some amazing art, done by someone who truly loves living in the realm of mermaids. When we return, you'll see how artist Patrice Pendarvis paints a mermaid using watercolors.
Hi, I'm Patrice Pendarvis. I live on the island of Kauai, and I paint in watercolor mostly. It's a fun, fascinating, spontaneous medium that you can get detail, fun strokes, and very, very playful. The thing with watercolor is there's always a flow. It might be fast or it might be slow, but there's always a flow. I am a mermaid. I live and love the water, and the mermaid image is elusive, flowing, free, and just beautiful. If you have a block and you don't know what to paint a mermaid. Mermaids are free and flowing, and they have humanist feels, but they have this elusive tail and this hair that is just flowy, and you just can't go wrong. Play with it. Have fun. Here is the drawing of my mermaid, my elusive, beautiful, flowing water nymph. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of water, saturate the background, and keeping in mind not to go over her arm. There's a little bit of biscuit to the left there. That's going to be her lei, and I really want to keep that crisp. So I'm saturating the back, super saturated with water, and then I'm going to go ahead and drop in a lot of different colors of blues, a little bit of viridian, just to give it the underwater oceany feel. and this is layer number 1, but here's layer number 2, and I'm adding salt to this and also lifting out some of those beautiful sun rays that are coming through the surface there. And this little water nymph is just floating along. I'm adding a little bit of deeper color here to pop some more of that contrast out, and I'm going against some of these coral pieces in the background with a darker color so I can get a little bit more definition on those. I'll add some of the color, and then I'll take another brush and I'll blend it off into the background. So it's got a nice crisp, catching those sun rays that are coming right up through there. And then I'm going to go onto her body, and it's a little bit of viridian there and deepen it a little bit. Add a little color onto the lei. A little bit more detail into the kelp or seaweed grass. Then I'll go into the coral part and start adding some lights and darks and get those to pop and be a lot more color once I get a little bit more done. And there you have it. There's the beautiful Mermaid.
Thank you for joining me on Painting in Paradise. I hope you enjoyed learning about mermaids and how to draw and paint them. I'd love to see what you did, so why don't you send pictures of you and your art to my website at patrickching.com. Aloha!